In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps that you can take right now to make 2025 the year that you finally stop procrastinating. After fighting procrastination for 2 years, I can give you the honest advice in what works and what doesn't. Number 1, don't set a New Year's resolutions. I can promise you, not only will you just forget it after the first month, but it won't actually help you. Because the actual mindset behind it is flawed. You can absolutely set a goal. I'm not trying to drive you away from setting a good goal. I'm saying that waiting until January 1st to actually start working towards your goals is a horrible idea. Right now, you have some time between where you are right now and the end of the year. If you go into next year with procrastinating just the previous day, you won't get far. That negative energy will be carried with you into next year. I can promise you, you will make more progress and you'll actually stick with it if you start right now. You can absolutely start right now. You're not doing anything. It's the holidays. You have the utmost ability in yourself to start right now. It's not a matter of if you can stop procrastinating, it's when. You can start whenever you want to. Even in 10 years, if you just keep want to waste away your life, you can start then. Or you can decide to make a change in your life and you can start this very second. Number 2, make it easy. Now that you've decided to actually make a change for your life, we might as well start with the easiest part. And it's to actually make the thing you want to do easy. You're not going to have to try here. It's honestly very simple. Most people procrastinate on setting up the thing itself instead of doing the thing. So if you can set everything up ahead of time, you'll actually find it easier to start doing the thing. So let's say you want to write the next big novel for next year. If you go ahead and get your computer out, get the notes out, open up the Google Doc ahead of time, you can just sit down and start. There's no wind up, there's no mental energy that you have to use. You can just sit down and start writing. And your environment should help you out. Your environment shouldn't take away from you, it should only add to you. So no phones, no loud sounds. Go ahead and turn everything off and just focus on the one thing. And if push comes to shove, you can always start enjoying the thing. If something is exciting and interesting, then you won't really have to force yourself to try it out. And we get excitement and interest for things that we put time and energy in. So it sounds kind of backwards, but the more you do the thing you want to do, the more excited and interested in it will be, so that you will keep doing it even when you don't want to. Number 3, chunking. So let's say you've done the previous step, you've made everything as easy as pie, but now you actually have to start. And when you want to start, it feels very difficult. And for me personally, I always procrastinate when I'm overwhelmed. Let's say you have a huge, big task that you have to do. And if you don't even know where to start, you won't. And so this step is to just find the smallest itty bitty chunk that you can to make any kind of progress towards it. And this is honestly as simple as saying that you just want to put on your shoes when your actual end goal is to go out for a run. If you just put on your shoes, you're already making progress to the overall goal. The smaller and more actionable you can make this small step, the better for you. This one step works no matter what. You can even just use it this very second. Now, those last 3 steps are good enough by itself, but now I want to talk more long term with you. What do you actually do in a few months from now? Number 4, habits. Slowly but surely, over the last 3 steps, you'll be building habits. And habits are awesome. You're going to love them. Habits are completely automatic. You don't even have to think about it. And guess what? Habits don't need motivation. Over the last 3 steps, we've been kind of relying on motivation. Now, no more of it. Even on a rut where you just can't seem to do anything, you will still do your habits. They don't need any single bit of motivation. And the way to fast track your growth, because you're going to make them anyway, but we might as well get there quicker, right? The way to fast track that growth is to do it more often. And that's where my little catchphrase comes in. Do it daily. And obviously you don't literally have to do it daily, but just doing it more often, doing it more consistently will build that habit. And when you finally build a habit, it's honestly going to be harder for you to quit than to keep doing the habit. Now, the last 4 steps were wonderful, but if you don't have this very last step, you won't actually reach your goal. And here's why. Number 5, persistence. If you don't give up, you can't fail. I want you to keep that in your head and remember it long after this video. The only way you can fail is if you quit. With procrastination, it feels like you're stuck in an endless cycle of it. It feels like you're making no progress whatsoever. But if you get stuck in thinking like that, you will give up. And I don't want that for you. I want you to actually change your life. The single best mindset that I've learned for this is to think of it as a treadmill. At first, you're running on the treadmill and you look around and you're not going anywhere. You're just running in the same place. You're stuck. But slowly but surely, you'll be making more progress. You'll be growing and maturing, and you'll be actually making more progress than you thought you would. And slowly, you see the wall start to move. You're starting to move forward. You're starting to get momentum. And eventually, you're out in a full-out sprint and you're not holding back whatsoever. Now, in those beginning portions, you were still making progress. Even if it didn't feel like it and the walls weren't moving at all, you were still making progress. You had to go through that beginning stage to get to the full-out sprint. It doesn't mean that you were making progress, it just means that it felt slower than it should have. You are in that beginning stage right now. And the only way that you can even mess this up or fail is if you quit. Over the 2 years that I fought procrastination, I made so many mistakes, but the one thing that I did do right is that I didn't give up. The only reason why I'm standing here right now and teaching you about procrastination is because I didn't give up. And I want you to keep that in your head, please. Repeat this in your head. Repeat it until you remember it and it sticks in your brain. The only way you can fail is if you quit. As a quick recap, we covered don't make New Year's resolutions, go ahead and start now. Make it as easy as possible for yourself. Chunk it down so it feels even easier. Make a habit so that it feels automatic. And to never give up. When you have those 5 infinity stones for the gauntlet of procrastination, you don't even have to worry. You have everything in your power right now to not only start, but also to change your life and make next year one that you'll remember. And the only person you'll have to thank is yourself. If you want to shortcut that life-changing moment, I offer procrastination coaching. We can do one-on-one personalized help. And all you have to do is check it out in the description to see if you're a right fit for it.